What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the Brothas Podcast, episode 4. It's your boy Willie Black here. I'm joining my fellas. We got JC in the building.
What's good, y'all?
Building. Got Big Tally in the building. And we got the Spence Experience in the building. We got Jay Flame back on the boards. You know what I mean? Back out here. How y'all fellas doing?
Good, bro.
We good. No complaints.
We all good? Look like Tally awake today, you know what I mean? Got that rest in. You know what I mean? He got his water. I feel you.
Got the water in there.
Yes, sir. Spence over there, how you feeling Ramadan about there, man? You feeling good?
I'm tired and hungry, bro.
You're supposed to answer inspired.
Exactly.
And motivated.
Man. You know, y'all seen them cartoons, right? When they in life raft and their partner starting to look like a chicken wing and all that type of stuff. That's how y'all look, man. Tally, your head look like a meatball right now, brother.
Oh my God.
I'm good, man. Appreciate you asking, man. And I know Big Tally's doing it with us.
Oh yeah.
Not necessarily within the Deen of Islam, but he's a believer, and I think. What you doing with us, Tally? You participating too?
I am, sir.
Okay. How'd it going for you?
It's going. Yeah. You like, I ain't gonna tell you what you look like. Oh boy. Everything's cool, man. Everything's cool.
That's good.
Respect that.
Y'all know Chris back there. Yo, I see you representing that Giants back there, bro.
Know that big blue, big
Yes,
blue all the way. Yes. Wait for that season. Hopefully we'll have one.
Yeah, I used to have one like that. One of my exes burnt it though. So,
Uh-oh. She must not have been a Giant fan.
She was, but yeah.
Okay.
So why she just take it? Right.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah. You know what I mean? What up, True? What you been up to, man?
Man, you know, another day, another dollar, trying to optimize, this time down, man, but can't complain, man. Trying to stay as active and busy as possible, man. This cabin fever real, so.
Man, we gonna talk about that later. We gonna talk about that later because I had an episode on Monday. Man.
Fellas, can y'all hear that? I hear ice cream truck outside my door.
Yeah.
True blood, would you let your child get ice cream right about now?
No, sir. Not happening. Are you for real?
I'm so serious.
Yo, they opened it back up though, so yeah.
Ice cream truck coming through the neighborhood.
Wow.
Yeah, they opened it back up, so I guess they out there getting their money. Or trying to.
Wow.
No, sir. Not happening.
Not
a package popsicle.
That's
I don't
okay.
even let him check the mail. He be running down there. Let me get the mail, no, sir. I got that.
Yeah.
He be mad.
Hey, y'all remember when the people were licking the ice cream before the pandemic?
Oh, yeah.
It made me think about that, man.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
You saw the joint where they in New York where they was putting all the dead bodies in the trucks. Now they're reusing them trucks again to export food and stuff, man. I don't know about that one, bro.
I don't know, man. I don't know. That's tough.
Ain't nothing safe out here right now.
Yeah.
That's why y'all got to live right and have that faith, y'all.
Hey,
here we go.
That's it.
There you go.
Everything's nasty. Even before this, it's just coming out now. It's coming out.
Exactly.
What happened in the dark come to the light. That's what you said?
That's right. Here it is. I always been telling y'all to wash y'all nasty hands and spray them sheets with Lysol before y'all lay in them hotel beds. You know how it is.
Then cover your mouth when you sneeze, right?
Yeah, cover your mouth when you sneeze. You nasty bastard. You know? Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
It's definitely another level.
it's
They're calling this the new norm.
Shouldn't it always been the norm though? Like
It should have been.
It should have been.
I
That's what I
agree.
said. It should have
I
been.
agree.
Nasty ass people out here for a long time.
I agree.
Yeah.
But-
So, I mean, if you out here eating booty and then you concerned about having a mask on and washing your hands,
Now you want to be safe. You know.
Right.
now you want to say,
Yeah.
Man.
First one with the head down there.
Wow.
And then you got to smell your own breath.
Oh. That's the worst thing, boy.
Oh,
That's a crazy ass analogy.
Oh, now you don't want to. Oh, now you don't want to kiss me. I just got finished doing that to you. You don't want to kiss. Oh no.
Stay where you at, huh?
Kiss you on the cheek. Hey, Spence Experience, go ahead, man.
That's why they call him Spence
hungry, y'all.
That's why they call him.
Yeah, he hungry right now, man.
I hope you ain't hungry for that.
You're hungry, thirsty.
I know you vegan, but don't eat that salad.
Exactly.
Nah, bro. I'll tell you one thing. That ain't even something I'm gonna lie about. I'm gonna tell you that.
Right. I don't need that credit.
Nah.
No, sir.
Some things I ain't got to explore and try.
Right.
And we all good with that in our household. Mess with nothing.
Let's go to the topic.
Exactly.
So Jordan documentary. So y'all catch the last 2 episodes? I know Chris did.
Oh yeah.
You catch it, Sally?
I did.
Mm-hmm.
Spence, you even start watching them yet?
Exactly.
Yes,
you haven't looked at them yet?
Still
Not one?
haven't?
Not one?
Are you going to watch them at all?
I am. Like I always say, I am a Michael Jordan fan.
Now, are you?
But what I am saying is that I don't really need to watch because people spoil so much on social media, and which you all know I'm on. I hear about every episode. You know what I'm saying? And so, but I will sit down and watch it though, man. I just kind of want to wait for the. I'm just funny about waiting for that kind of energy to die down, so I can just kind of sit and absorb it. So,
I feel like that's just some hater in your voice still. I feel like if LeBron had a documentary out right now, you'd be watching every single one. Like, yo, we gotta talk about it. We gotta speak.
You already know that, though.
Yeah, that's a given. It's a given. It's a given. It's a given. It's a given. LeBron knows.
I just hate.
Actually, because I haven't sat down and watched his episode on the Shop Talk. Like I haven't seen. I only saw half of the first episode, and I was kind of like, let me sit back and just kind of watch it later. And I'm like that with everything that kind of comes out with a major push. And I know the argument is we say, well, our people needs those theater dollars or movie dollars, and they need those numbers. So we want to go see things when they first come out or buy things when they first come out. But I've always been that type of person, man. You know, Jordan aside, anybody aside, when it comes out with a whole lot of energy, I'm kind of like, all right, let me just sit back, let the energy go by, and then I'll watch it when I can kind of concentrate on it.
But I think overall, it was a good episode. I mean, all 10 were good episodes. I think it gave a great perspective on the younger crowd, guys who were not, born when he was playing back in his heyday, to kind of like get a really, really good perspective of who Michael Jordan was and the reason why, everyone is calling him, the GOAT and so forth and so on. So I thought it was, very well put together.
My feeling on that, I think that it showed what kind of teammate and different perspectives for Mike. I personally feel like it was a good documentary. I think the timing of it was much better than the actual documentary. Because if you all, let me take you back, and True Blood, you can appreciate me on this. I think that the one that Spike Lee did on Kobe Bryant was much better, and it gave an insight on his preparation, what kind of teammate, and things behind it. Spike Lee did a much better job on that one.
That's Spike.
I
remember
exactly.
I've been double dutching, but yeah, I appreciate that. Man, if y'all haven't seen the Muse though, man, that junk is just ridiculous. Like what Tally said, man, it showed him as the person, right? Mm-hmm. And how that person evolved into like this phenom on the court, like a true savant of the game. Like from every aspect of it, like just But I know we're talking about last.
Right, we talking about. That's what I was gonna say. I'm bringing it back to Jordan.
Yeah,
but like I was going to say I think the timing of Jordan's made it good, and we saw some things like a lot of us already knew. I didn't know Jordan knew how to play the piano. things they pointed out about living in that moment after he won the championship. I didn't know they went back. I didn't really know how they went back to the hotel, but he was fully dressed, had his championship T-shirt on, and they were all in the room. He was just playing the piano, smoking a cigar, telling Phil, let's just live in the moment. Phil was asking about something else. He was like, "Let's just live in the moment." So I didn't know Jordan had that side, but I think it was good, man. I think, like I said, the timing of it made it better because that was the major sports event that we had,
Do you believe that when you talk about timing, do you believe that it is intentional that this story helps to provide some inspiration during a time when a lot of people needed inspiration and motivation?
I didn't see that. I didn't see that inspiration. I mean, if I was a ball player, I think it's a kind of a reminder of what Jordan's toughness, of what he went through in those different, championships battles, the physicality of the game and how the game is different now than it is back then. That's what, to me, it's kind of like a reminder of the style of play that Jordan went through and still was able to overcome it and be successsul.
Right. I think it definitely kind of helped cut some of the tension though. Like with people, we transitioned to quarantine and sports being taken away for the most part. So now like individuals, these sports buffs is like, all right, I just need to watch something. Like they had at least this opportunity on Sundays, right? On Sundays, like, all right, we can watch this. So I think that part, definitely kind of helped people redirect their focus, at least on a particular day at a certain hour. It's like, okay, like if they can just kind of get a little piece of sports right now. So I think that definitely would help.
But I think also, Spence, just to piggyback off of what you were just asking, is that you can kind of like look at it two different ways. I mean, how Tally was basically saying how, Jordan was, that type of particular person, and to be able to, to push through with all the adversity and, so forth and so on. And it just made him the man that he is today, to whereas you have every Joe Blow person out here in the world trying to figure out who he or she is, trying to figure out, how are you going to do what you need to do in order to reach that peak in your life. So you can kind of like look at both of them, both situations. I mean, in that particular perspective or another perspective, but I mean, it's however, you look at it.
I just think, and the reason why I asked that question is I just think, right before the pandemic or right at the beginning stages for us, we were dealing with the death of Kobe. And I just think that playing out right now during the same time as a pandemic would have people really in that tense and just melancholy type of energy that True Blood was talking about earlier. So I think the timing piece that Tally talks about, when it talks about endurance and adversity and things like that, I think it helps to provide some inspiration and then something to take our minds off of just kind of what we're going through as a country and as a world. So I can appreciate that part.
Yeah. And it's funny that you even said that because, he had that gap in his career and he came back and bounced back, came back strong. So, yeah, even if you try to spin that.
1 to 6, you know what I mean? The 6, not the 3, 6.
Did you say
Black? I was also surprised that he felt some kind of way about, because he felt like he could have got number 7. Do y'all feel like he could have won 7 and they all stayed again? That last one was a tough one. It was like, I really thought that they were out of it, at one point.
I mean, with the 50 games, lockout season and all that, I don't see why not.
And that was another.
Man, we about to get in hypothetical, and y'all about to get me started.
Okay.
Because you got to think about
Chris Paul to go to LA with Kobe. Kobe would have got his 6, right?
We're talking about
Woody, though.
Woody,
I think so.
With Chris Paul.
Yes.
Because who won during that time when that trade was it San Antonio still winning in, right?
Yeah, that was the era.
Yeah,
San
so
Antonio.
it wasn't Kobe, so.
It was San Antonio.
Yeah, don't make it
That
like
was a Tim Duncan era. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, bro.
Wait.
Could have been Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it was.
When they
Boston.
reneged that trade, yeah, it was what Boston got their big three at that point. San Antonio.
Yeah, but none of them teams even did like repeats or three-peats. So you're saying the era they won one like, but I'm saying we knew how dominant Chris Paul was. We knew how dominant Kobe was, and we seen how big of role players that they had around Kobe.
Would that have worked?
Too many alpha dogs, man.
Chris Paul got to have the ball in his hands. Kobe had to have the ball.
Exactly.
Kobe didn't want to play the
You sound like the media, the spectators that don't want to see it work, man. Like that same thing when they said. That's what they said when KD went to the Warriors. Right? It's not going to work because now
nobody.
I didn't say that.
Who said
that?
Nobody said
that. Who didn't say that? Come on.
Don't make up no false narratives.
That was a perfect fit. That was a perfect fit.
The way they played, they shared the ball. It wasn't nobody had to consistently have the ball in their hands. That we knew that was working. Hey, come on.
I knew it because I was biased KD fan, but no, don't act like y'all was like
True Blood. I'm with you.
Nah, we
gonna be mad because they're not gonna get all them shots.
Chris Paul would have went to the Lakers. They would have easily got a couple more championships. The way Kobe was playing, he had just got MVP. Easily.
Wow.
He was the best. That would have taken him off the ball. He would have played his natural position as a 2. And Chris Paul, who plays off the ball as well, him and Kobe would have alternated. They would have had great chemistry.
Chris Paul plays off the ball.
Chris Paul wanted it. He sometimes
when?
Whenever your boy came in.
He's a point guard, man. Come on, let's stop that.
Yeah, as he got older and was like, yo, I'm trying to get a chip, so I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Chris Paul, young Chris Paul?
No. He did that. He was in his prime. He was in his prime.
When he went to Houston,
you guys, I think you guys.
When he was supposed
that's what I'm saying. When
in LA,
in his prime, CP going to LA is not gonna be like, yo, take the ball out of my hands. Like, come on, man.
No, that part is true. But
so him going to Houston, he's older. He's like, I'm trying to get a chip.
That's like, so we seen Kobe win with Fisher, right? Okay. And CP3 was in his prime, and he would have been the primary guy on the ball.
Hey, they will not give us any credit.
I'm just saying, we started hypothetical.
Hold on. Y'all hear this?
Let's get back to George.
Wow.
Nephew, because
I'm gonna steal your white Fisher.
You're always bringing people personal stuff in, bro. I'm talking about
exactly.
That's it.
That's who he is.
Yes. No, Blackwell, we can't go out now.
Bro, everybody know that. Come on now. Yeah, but Derek Fisher, really? He also won. He also had Pau Gasol there.
Right. You helping my argument.
Lamar
Odom. Like the offense.
You're helping my argument out.
No. The offense ran through Kobe. You talking?
Kobe wanted Chris Paul to come there.
Right.
Yeah, everybody wants somebody to come there, and then when you get there,
until they get there,
it's work.
Because Black, because if you think about it, Black, because because if you really think about it, you guys would have had your 3-peat, the Lakers I'm referring to, if Shaq and Kobe could have, made amends and did what they needed to do. Y'all had your chips, right? You had it there. But so that right there is a perfect example that Kobe, it was too many alpha dogs. So think about it. Chris Paul would have got there. I could have been the same thing. Think about it.
After they won a couple of championships.
Right, but you don't think
I don't know.
Shaq's personality and Chris Paul's personalities are the same, do you?
Hold on, there's a joke I want to say that I can't say no more.
I know you're going, Black. I know you're going.
To have Chris Paul there because Chris Paul would have held him down. Never mind, I can't even say it.
Please don't. Please don't.
I can't say it no more.
That's so messed up that you still want to say that.
Hey, I can't tell this joke no more because the man.
I mean, you could.
Chris Childs, everybody. Chris Childs.
Okay, Chris Childs. Yeah, he did him up very well.
Y'all reference that.
We've already had this conversation.
Y'all reference that bull crap.
We playing basketball.
That little sneak thing he did.
We talking about basketball.
Sneak.
Man, look,
they squared. They look like they squared up to me.
No sneak out there.
What other stat can you name for Chris Childs?
Who cares, man?
Exactly.
That's all you want to know. That's all.
Wow.
Heavyweight champ of the world, right there. Want to know?
Wow.
Oh,
I guess
All right,
take those shots
I'm
at
gonna get off
John
there.
Wall. You know,
Say, say what?
He wasn't in the league yet.
Say what? John Wall what?
He wasn't in the league yet.
So what that guy do anything?
I think he's 0-1 with that, right?
John Wall, you let nobody put hands on him like that. I'm just saying.
He didn't have to. He fell by himself.
Stop, man. Stop.
Oh, it was the ghost.
You're disrespectful, man.
The one thing the Wizards is not is we not punks. You know what I'm saying? We bring guns and everything.
All right.
Let him know. DC, baby. Let him know.
DC, Gilbert Arenas.
Gilbert Arenas in the building. You already know what it is.
Right.
Oh,
That's right.
Shoot.
That's right.
Wrapped up. Yes.
That's one thing that happened. You might
That's why they changed it from the Washington Bullets.
Right.
They had to change the name from the Bullets to the Wizards.
Don't forget it. Don't get unfamiliar. You know we used to be called the Bullets out this joint. Damn. Shoot. Yo, y'all check out that PG County documentary about PG County high school basketball.
Yeah, in the water. Yeah, that's pretty dope.
In the water.
Yeah.
Basketball County.
Pretty dope.
Shout out to Kevin Durant.
You don't even realize how much talent came out of this area, man. It's crazy.
Really. A lot of talent. Deep talent. I know. Shout out to my boy Ty Lawson.
I knew you was going with it.
I coached him. I coached him. I mean, he came out of PG County.
Yeah.
What we doing?
What is that? What is that, Spence?
I'm trying to think Spence experience. What you doing, man?
That's for you. That's for you, right?
Yeah, we'll take that.
We'll take it.
That's
N and C, baby.
Oh God.
UNC, baby.
That's it. Okay.
Oh no, yeah, right. Ty Lawson went to Carolina, but prior to him going to Carolina, I coached him.
Oh, shout out to you, bro.
So, I mean, I'm gonna take his in PG. I coached him up in PG. He was in the dock. Yeah.
That's because you're a Sigma. That's what Sigmas do.
That's what Sigmas do, baby. You right. Yeah.
I don't know why you got all that red on tonight, but you know.
I'm representing, baby. Representing. Alma Mater. Winston State in the house.
What's your representing?
Winston State, HBCU.
Let me see this shirt again.
There you go.
No, for real.
It look like one of them PG high school
alumni, baby. Some State University alumni, baby. PG State, I see you. There you go. Representing.
Go get my fan.
Representing. HBCU in the house. HBCU in the house.
Yeah, man. I
but I gotta give it definitely with the thing with Kevin Durant. Definitely gotta give shots out to how they did that. They could have gone a lot deeper because there were a lot of great players that came out of the PG County school systems. Not just the Mather. But yeah, I definitely got to get a shout out. Like I said, Ty Lawson, Coach Lou Wilson, Troy, Troy Weaver,
Coach Lou.
All these guys personally, man, they did an outstanding job.
Yeah, I just like how he kind of, shared the platform, with some guys that may not have had that opportunity to kind of showcase, look, I came through with this. Like when they talked about the Cook, Quan Cook experience, talented guy, then not getting drafted, still persevering, and then, he ended up being on the championship team. Like that was pretty dope. Right. He talked about some other guys, their experiences. And I thought it was cool. I thought it was real cool. Like definitely like something that they can keep building off on, because we got a few guys that's about to come out and go into the league soon. So hopefully they can make the next documentary. But yeah, like this is definitely like a great place for basketball.
Yeah, I was hoping it was I hope they was doing like a 5-part series. That's what I was hoping they would do. But yeah, I mean, they kind of breezed through it, like you said. They talked kind of because they made sure to mention the first star, Lynn Bias.
Right. Yeah.
They made sure to touch on that impact, like this him passing away so young. Man, y'all imagine he would have been in the league.
I said it last episode.
Yes, the Celtics would have went on a tear. Couldn't see anyone beating them back then.
Might have put Jordan's dominance for a while.
Yeah, that Last Dance documentary might be a little different, huh?
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy though. Just moving up here too, like, I heard of him, but I'm not gonna lie and say I knew that much about him. But like, anytime you have like conversation about Jordan, they quick like, yo, Len Bias though, he would have did this. And I'm like, dang, like, you know what I'm saying? And I guess like every state kind of had, I won't say every state, but a few other states got that. Cause I know, what was the dude from New York, the Dominican dude that they say
Oh yeah.
Felipe.
Yeah, Felipe. He was like,
yeah.
he was gonna be the next Jordan. So it's like, it's crazy like to hear some of those like hometown legend stories, and it's like, shoot, but like looking at what Len did, it's like, yeah, it's a pretty good argument.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, his physique when he was about to go into the league, like he already had that.
Yeah, he was already.
frame.
He was already. Yeah, he already had that frame on.
So you see how when they're talking about Jordan had to kind of bulk up after getting, you know, kind of bullied by the Pistons.
Yeah.
Like, Bias would have went in. Like
Len was already there. Yeah, he was already there.
Yeah.
Built for that.
Yeah, I had the privilege of watching Lenny be in ACC country, and when he go up against the Tar Heels, Michael Jordan and them, he was always an unstoppable beast. But the documentary did shed a lot of light on some, you know, some great players in the area. And I heard an interview that the producer, I think his last name was Cowan or something like that, who produced the documentary. I might be saying his name wrong, but he just basically talked about there were some other people in some other counties, like he's talking like in Bowie and those areas like that where they got good basketball players as well. So he wants to kind of, as you said, True Blood, you know, open up, you know, the table for more documentaries, because he said it's definitely a lot of good players that came out of this county and surrounding counties. And, you know, we want them to hit B more when they start talking about, you know,
Dunbar.
Dunbar and what they produce.
That's right, because Melo came out of B-more, Chris.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
He did.
Just so you know,
He did though.
Here we go.
He came out of Baltimore. Just so you know, it was not New York. Baltimore.
Okay. According to his lovely wife, Lala, he's from New York. Okay, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Can't say nothing about that, but I'm just
She won that argument.
She said
actually, I can verify that he's from Baltimore. I used to play against him. He used to play on a team called Mount Royal in the AAU Travel League. You can ask anybody.
That sounds like a winner, but I guess you're gonna have to talk to Lala then.
He started playing in New York. I mean, if Lala telling me,
you gotta talk to Lala, not me.
He ain't playing New York till he started playing with the Knicks. When he came into the league, it was B-more.
Nah, he was in Syracuse, so let's stop.
He didn't even claim New York then, bro. He didn't even claim New York then.
Plus, he cheated on her twice, so she's not credible.
That's right there, yo.
Yeah, that's a whole nother topic.
Hey, yo, it's personal, bro.
Hey, man, it's out there. It ain't personal.
Skeleton guys.
Skeletons, baby.
It's out there. Yeah. But yeah, I was talking to Chris earlier, and Tally, I don't know. PG might got North Carolina beat, man.
They just might.
But he said he got to pick a city, though. He said you got to pick a city.
You got to pick a county.
You got to pick a county, not the whole state.
You got to pick a county,
not the whole state.
I was getting ready to make a case, but I think, you know, PG got Mecklenburg County beat. You know, to you all. I ain't.
You guys.
I mean, like, look.
Zion from South Carolina.
Oh, my bad. You're right. You can't even get that.
That's a difference, man.
That explains some things, though. In South Carolina.
Yeah.
We got that.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Gotta leave that man alone, man.
He read with his fingers, man. It's okay.
Y'all see that man? Have you seen him in commercials?
No.
What commercial did he do?
What commercial?
The commercial like 15 seconds long. He got a 1 second part. They show his face like that. He got no speaking lines.
They don't give him none. Hey, you'll catch him doing this for Gatorade. That's it. That's all he gonna get.
Hey, he know his lane.
Yeah,
Mama said, don't have my baby out there talking.
Exactly.
Have him dunk a few balls.
That's right.
drink this sports drink.
That's right.
And make that money.
Get that check. Get that check.
Make that money.
But I haven't seen the Kevin Durant document talking our narrative and publishing and producing our own narrative. And so, for me, I want to see that one before I see the Jordan documentary because, quite frankly, it represents a culture that I work around every day. So I'm just saying.
You're just saying.
And Kevin Durant definitely does a lot of help and work in our community and direct communities and working with some of the individuals that I work with in my profession with his foundation. So shout out to KD, man, and what he does for the community. He definitely gives back. And if you don't know, you just hear people talking about PG. Yeah, I used to see him. Everybody used to see him. It's funny how you get famous and then everybody see you. Yeah. But it's a lot of pride, man. We walk through our city and our town. And big up to Suitland, man. And Seat Pleasant.
Yep, Suitland.
Yeah. That's it.
PG.
Yep. So
PG brought us together, man.
That's true.
That's true. That's true.
PG took some country boys and brought them with some city boys and brought them with some Florida boys. Got the Brothas podcast.
Here we go.
That progressive energy, man, of Prince George's, man, we creating our own narrative, man. We creating our own content. So, it's shots out to Prince George's for me.
Right.
One of the best moves I would make for myself and family, man. So, shout out.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, just the community and culture.
Facts.
Community and culture is just priceless, like second to none,
Yep.
And it can't be duplicated. Well, I hope that it can, but I haven't seen it.
I feel like each area kind of has their own little thing. You know what I'm saying? And so we can say big up to PG, but like Charlotte has a nice scene going on right now. If you know anything about Winston-Salem, Raleigh, and Greensboro, that was the origination of the Black narrative when it talks about civil rights movement and things like that. And then we dare go down to Florida and talk about, the intermingling of cultures there that created just this hybrid. And so I think each person will say that their particular part of this experience, it has its own treasures. But, it's something about Prince George's when you hear people talking about PG County, Prince George's County, that definitely has people respecting it. So,
and that's what I meant, like county-wise, like, because you can say, like, I think every other place we would kind of relate states because it's kind of hard to just kind of say, just this county alone, can put it all on the back, like, we got this.
Exactly.
Like, damn,
okay.
Like the whole county.
The whole county.
Yeah.
They representing.
Yeah, 'cause I don't say I'm from Maryland. I say I'm from PG County.
Same here. But the crazy part about it is, like, when you tell people that you're from Maryland, they automatically assume you're from Baltimore.
Yeah.
I'm from Baltimore. So they're like, nah, I'm from PG. They're like, where that at?
Oh, you in DC?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I get that all the time. Yeah. Maryland, Baltimore. Oh, you in DC? I'm like,
yep, that's it.
PG County.
Yeah.
And then they get to Google.
Huh?
What topic we on next, brother? I got to eat in a few minutes, man.
Yeah.
Let me start to growl.
We're gonna speak on this versus battle, man. Y'all speak on these on this versus battle. Y'all catch the Ludacris Nelly?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all right.
It's all right.
Nelly had my internet.
Nelly was on some shit. It must have been a storm or something, man.
First of all,
he couldn't get it right.
When has a storm messed up the dang on internet? Like,
I don't know, man. That was his excuse.
I was like, what? You got DirecTV or something? Like, what's happening, bro?
Hey, shots fired. All the people that got DirecTV, you're not mad at y'all. Like, see how you live. Your black girl just be taking shots.
Man,
I shotgun too. I ain't even with like, give me a rifle, dog. Like, be precise.
I mess with Look, I had free DirecTV for years. I used to work down in Georgia for DirecTV, man. I love DirecTV.
Wow. Okay.
You was connected to your neighbor, huh?
Yeah, man. Versus, I mean, I had Ludacris winning from jump, and that was
without a doubt. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Nelly got them hits, but he ain't got our hits. You know what I mean? Like he got hits for pop people and all that stuff, but Ludacris, man. I remember that Chicken Flame though. We drive down Georgia, man. The Chicken and Bear album, that joint crank constantly. So yeah, I don't know. But
hey, did Nelly do any writing or any producing for other people on a major level?
He might have, man. Tally might be the person to ask for that. I don't know.
Right.
Because what I'm finding out is that a lot of these artists, when you go through these verses, is they're known for their mainstream hits, but in the industry, they're known for like writing and producing for a whole lot of other folks. Like I was researching Esther Dean. You know Esther Dean, that drop it low, drop it low,
okay.
and she's in the movie with the Barton Bellas and acapella and all that type of stuff. Only Black Sister holding it down in those movies. But I didn't know that she wrote, man, for so many people in the industry. And that's how she made a lot of her living. So even though you got that 15 minutes of fame having a song of your own, a lot of these cats are writing for people and making a lot more money.
Yeah,
and
that's
so
usually,
I got a cousin that does that.
Yeah, that's usually how to get their foot in the game.
Oh
like,
yeah,
like Neo and all them, like they were just writers. They were writers way before they even got on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I knew about Neo.
But I think that genre kind of supports that too. I think it's like so hard to kind of really. Well, I don't know. I ain't in it, but it seems like it's so hard for the rappers that write for other rappers to kind of really take off because like people
not supposed to do that.
Afraid.
You're not supposed to do that. That's what,
right.
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Like,
so they're afraid to outsource it to other people that's really like that, I guess. But like,
shout out to Mad Skills, man. Shout out to Mad Skills. VA. He
wrote for a lot of people.
He wrote for a lot of folks that we nod our heads to right now, and a lot of people are making a whole lot of money. But he made his grip too. But I'm talking about major people.
He wrote
for drop the name.
Oh, he wrote for Diddy and all of them.
Like Hov. Diddy? No, he did, man.
Don't get us canceled, man. Saying
exactly.
Hey, Blackwell, we be doing personal, right? I thought that was a personal shot. You can take that shot.
No.
They said my name. Cut him out.
Right.
All right, but I'm gonna throw this name out here to y'all and see what y'all think as far as being the GOAT during his era. Since we're talking about verses.
No, we just saying his era.
No, well, okay, we can say his era, and then we can move it into overall.
Okay.
And the brother who I'm referring to is LL Cool J. So, I mean, what's your thought on him? I mean, because during his era, I mean, come on. I mean, he had. Okay, go ahead.
Now we speaking as far as like in the verses or this overall.
We can either one. Versus overall.
Battles.
Who
what about battles?
Who would he
I mean, I don't know. I mean, who? I mean, throw someone out there.
Lyric-wise, battle-wise.
Well, battle-wise, maybe not, but maybe lyrics and overall. I mean, because y'all don't think that brother's tested, battle tested. I mean, he's had. Okay, well, I'm just saying he has a battle.
But my thing is old school, man.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, think about it, because he's got. I don't know about Fresh Prince, but listen, he's got hardcore jams. I mean, party jams, political jams, smooth jams. Jams for the young ladies.
Right,
I mean, he had it all. I mean, come on.
Good verse, fellas.
How Will Smith couldn't go at it?
Who?
I don't know.
Will Smith couldn't go at it?
Nah.
Will Smith.
Nah.
How many albums?
Man, Will Smith had some albums when I was.
We just talking his music. Nah.
You heard his latest one?
No, Will Smith got
was nice.
He killed it.
He
killed it.
But much respect to Will. Yeah. Did he write? Does he write?
He write. Did his son write that? What do you mean?
Jordan Lucas probably wrote it for him. Get on the track.
Spence. It don't matter.
That mean it don't matter. That it matters. It's still hip hop at the end of the day, and they from that era where nobody write.
Believe me, I know hip hop. I know all the elements of hip hop. But what we do know is that what often gives you the checks is being able to perform. So not every actor writes their own lines. You understand what I'm saying?
But that's not comparable. Come on, that's not comparable, man. It's not comparable. They're not taking the credit for writing the script. They saying
it's
like
artistry.
I'm acting the script.
It's artistry. So you say you got any less love for Obama if he don't write his own speeches?
I knew you was about to say that. I said that to myself. You about to say speeches.
Wow.
So I knew it was coming.
But hold
I knew it.
No, I wouldn't. But he would get criticized to death if he didn't write his speech.
He don't.
I'm sure he don't write his speech.
Huh?
I'm sure he don't write a speech.
No, I mean he probably
he don't write a speech.
But I'm saying
He doesn't.
Yeah, whatever. Man.
But he delivers.
I mean, he doesn't. He doesn't write a speech. He doesn't.
He delivers it.
But he's a great orator, so he's going to,
exactly.
What? All right, man.
Okay, so point taken, man.
We talking about rap.
Yeah.
But still, Will Smith wouldn't.
Yeah, nah. Yeah. Y'all give me somebody.
Will touch him.
Give me because he was the GOAT. He was the GOAT. He was the GOAT. LL was the GOAT.
He has an album called GOAT.
LL, who was that?
How would LL stand up to Big Daddy Kane?
That would be good.
Him next, but that's a weaker battle for him.
I think so too.
But are you talking about like
we just playing 20 songs?
Like
yeah,
they playing
if we just playing
like
20
2-3 hours.
Yeah,
20 songs.
20 songs. BDK.
Listen, man.
They got
I don't listen. L's got his. L's got his up to 9, man. I'm trying to tell you.
L got the long.
He got the what?
Yeah, he got
when
like
he started like 84.
He started in 84. 84.
He got 20 albums.
Started in 84. Yeah.
He got to go like somebody like Jay-Z. Somebody that's almost got 20 albums.
No, not Jay-Z. Not
Jay-Z. He
Jay-Z.
get washed by Jay-Z then. You know what I mean? Like,
he get washed.
He'll forget. Yeah, LL got all these albums, but there was a period in LL's career where them albums wasn't hitting. So, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I could put out 5 albums.
He would have to go against Heavy D.
Nah, he would. Heavy D was my man. Don't get me wrong.
Right. Yeah,
that's the comparable.
But
that's the comparable.
You can't really. But see, that's my point. You can't really compare anyone to LL in his era. You just can't.
But what era?
He was a GOAT.
But we got to break up the eras. We talking in the 80s. Okay, you could match him up with somebody. You could match him up with Slick Rick. You could match him up with Big Daddy Kane in the 80s. Then in the 90s.
I mean, you can match him. You can match him up.
You got to match him up with Nas. You can match him up with
not Nas,
Jay.
No.
The 90s.
Jay.
Rakim. Okay, Rakim. You imagine?
No, Rakim. Okay, let's say Rakim. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But that's why I
said he's had a career, but if you just doing by era, like he can get beaten in every era.
But that's why I said, like, if we're saying if he owned his era, and then Jay
he did own his. Come on, Black. He did own his era. He did own the 80s, Black.
Run DMC on the 80s, and then NWA came in later on after them.
You talking about Solo?
Solo. I'm talking about not no group. Not groups.
Okay, so Solo. All right.
He ran the 80s, man.
Nah, cause Slick Rick, Big Daddy Kane was still there. Rakim was there.
Oh, they were there, and they were very competitive.
Don't be disrespectful now, because nobody brings LL up in them conversations. Back then, it was Slick Rick, Kane, and Rakim. Nobody was talking about no LL.
What do you mean nobody? Who are you talking? We're talking about the media now, social media now.
No social media
back then. We're talking about on the street. We talking about on the street. Everybody hanging out. Everybody had their top 3. When you can go through eras. In the 90s, it was Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas. In the 80s, it was Slick Rick, Big Daddy Kane, and Rakim. Or you can flip KRS-One somewhere in there.
Oh yeah, definitely KRS-One. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it wasn't no LL coming up in there.
I'm just saying.
You arguing with this New Yorker?
I'm just saying. Well, everybody
that's mentioning from New York, the streets was saying.
But yeah, that was back then, though. You know, New York ain't got it now. You know, this
This is true. This is true. But they had to start it out in New York, right? The originals.
I mean, if we really want to go there, but all they used was Southern soul samples. That's all they were sampling from James Brown, all them.
Okay, and that wasn't unique?
They took
that wasn't unique?
They took a Southern sound.
That wasn't unique though, Black? Answer my question.
What?
That wasn't unique? That wasn't a unique way of doing it?
It was unique, but let's stop acting like all that stuff come from the South.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
All that stuff come from the South. Y'all greatest hip hop producer is from Texas. DJ Premier is from Houston, Texas. Just so we clear. Just so we clear. He created the New York sound that y'all claim today. Be like, yo, that's a Southern dude did that.
Is that the South though?
Texas is definitely the South.
Yeah,
Come on.
Texas is
Definitely the South.
Well, let me ask you this, Black. Black, let me ask you this. So what would you consider, what would you consider being, let's jump it over to DJs. Okay. The DJs back in the, say the 80s.
Keep in mind,
80s.
I was born in 82.
Okay, well, okay, the 80s. Or the DJs of this era. I mean, what about them? I mean, I'm just saying, what would you basically,
prefer?
Prefer.
Prefer what?
In reference to this, the skills, the styles.
Oh, like scratching and mixing?
I'm still going Premier, Kid Capri, all them. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Kid Capri, New York.
Mm-hmm.
Premier, Texas. Pete Rock, New York. I don't know, but who knows DJs like that now? Like back when hip hop first started, it was all about DJs.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And the MC was in the background.
Respect these current DJs.
I don't even know who in these current DJs is, brother.
I don't either. I don't either.
You know I don't either. It's a bunch
DJ
of
Renaissance, my son.
There you go. You
better let him know.
Up and coming.
20 DJs still here.
I'm with Black, man. It all started with the DJ, and the MC was the second note.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually a lost art, man. And so I'm coaching my son. Not that I know anything about DJ, but I know about history and music. Is that he has to be not only a student of music all around, but he has to be a student of the skills that come with working those turntables, and even need to work on working with some vinyl, just for the nostalgic sake of it. You don't need to actually have it at parties anymore because of the digital downloads you have. But it's something to it though. It's something to the elements of hip hop. It's something to that culture really being the foundation of every other music culture that's out here. And from that comes, blues and jazz and all that type of stuff. So,
which originated from the South,
Africa.
Africa.
I was waiting for somebody
can't get more southern than that.
Layer.
Yeah, I got
right. I got the djembe over here.
You know what I mean? But but the Ludacris Nelly battle, that was a wash, but the good stuff happened after. Did y'all I stayed on, I watched Swiss Beats, he was getting on, him and Timbaland was getting on live, and they were like trying to like go through who they should have next. And Busta Rhymes was in the chat room, and he was just in there like, yo, I want battle whoever. And so they ended up talking to him and talking to Snoop, and Snoop brought up a good one for your boy LL. He said Ice Cube. Cause he was like, yo, you gotta get somebody to go way back. And he was like, yo, Ice Cube wrote all of them NWA records. You forget about all of his America's Most Wanted albums, all that stuff. He started naming songs, and I was like, might get LL up out of there. You know what I mean? Like,
no, it'll be close.
But I mean, LL gets the credit because he stuck around for the longest of anybody. But
shout out to the Jizzle. Redman. Redman.
Let him know. Redman. Most Def.
Most Def, yeah.
Kept it down.
Shout out to DJ High Tech.
Yes, sir. Cincinnati.
Woo!
But
yes.
But
so and for me, it's like I'm still learning music. You know what I'm saying? I'm still learning history of music. And like, there's a lot of cats out here that's not getting mainstream. Of course, you all know this, that are tough, man. Shout out to DJ. Shout out to Anticipate, Ant, my college roommate. I would put him up against anybody, and I'm not even sizing it. And this dude is like now a military officer, and he does music on the side. One of the most gifted cats I ever know. But it's just people out here, man, is just doing it, man.
Yeah, it's just that opportunity. Everybody don't get the opportunity.
Flame with the smoke. Flame with all the smoke.
It's like with anything else.
You guys got
the athletes the same way. Not to change the subject. It's a lot of cats out here didn't make it.
Or you come in the wrong time, right? Like
that's what I said last episode.
Right place. Yeah.
Like it'd be a dog.
That's what I said last episode.
But you're a senior and there's another dog and you don't get the acknowledgement. You're just like, dang, Yeah,
Yeah,
I think everybody know that
right
that
time,
neighborhood
man.
legend. You like, dang, this dude was it. He's like, what happened to him? But you know,
Yeah,
he also was coming out when such and such came out.
Yep.
Yeah, because
Same
it's
stuff.
it's a rapper producer out there named Odyssey. He's from the area. He's from PG County, DC area.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's been out for a long time, man. He make music. His catalog I put up against anybody, but he came out of time like Kev Brown. He's from PG County area. He's renowned as a dope producer. He worked with all these people. You know, he's underground though, but they all come out the same camp. But they make some of the best music you ever heard.
I've heard Kev Brown. I haven't heard of Odyssey though.
Yeah, Odyssey. Go check him out, man. He got at least 15 albums, but they all good. You know what I mean? So
you hear about this dude named? You hear about this cat's name Atmosphere in Minneapolis?
Yeah. Been around for a while. Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing, but I just got put on.
Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff like there's stuff coming from like the late 90s, early 2000s. There's a lot of them dudes that got put in the mix that were really good, but there was like you had that divide. You had that underground, you had that mainstream, and Kanye kind of bridged it all together though. So like Kanye was like the first dude who would have a Jay-Z on the same album as Mos Def and Tyler Kweli and Common. You look at his first album, yeah, Ludacris, Common, Tyler Kweli, Jay-Z, all on one album. You never saw stuff like that back in the day. So he kind of
John Legend.
John Legend, seen stuff like Freeway. You know, yeah, Freeway, Mos Def on the same song. Like
Freeway.
You never thought heard something like that. So yeah, so you had that bridge. So now it's not even an underground mainstream thing anyway. Like, because if you want the music, it's out there for you to get, like with streaming and everything, internet. So I don't know, but I don't
know. They kind of still ice some of the underground stuff though. Like if you don't know about this artist, right? Like it kind of make it hard for you to still try to search them and try to find them, even with all the streaming. Like they give them the opportunity to stream, but then when you try to search certain things, like I've been trying to search a few like local artists back home, it's like, yeah, we got this stuff here, and you look for it, it's like, dang, it ain't on there. Or you got to jump a lot of hurdles to try to find some of this stuff. You know, I don't know. Maybe it's just algorithms of how many times it's been requested.
Well, y'all pay attention to my social pages, man. I try to put people on as much as I can, because especially now in the pandemic, man, that's all I do is listen to music, bro.
Yeah.
Like always I'll play stuff that people be like, yo, what's that? Who's that? I'll be like, check them out.
That's what I send to my son, man. I even had him like researching that whole house music genre.
That's really, the move now. That's the move.
That's really big globally, man. And so I had him researching that. Cause cats are going overseas, man, getting paid.
Wow. Hey, you see what they do in Vegas? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like they got like house music, like playlists for like 6 hours, and they making like buku money.
Yeah, shout out to Defected Records. I follow them, Defected Records and house music, man. It's some Caucasian brothers, man, but them brothers, they pumping.
The whole night.
I was like, well, that one beat. I told my son, you better go learn that, boy. You better learn how to do that.
Yeah, that's where the money at, man. Them young white kids be out there. All they do is want pop pills, get high, drink, and dance to the what they call EDM. That's what it is.
EDM. That's what it is. Yeah,
that's what they want to pop off to.
So
Chris looking like, man, I ain't nothing.
Yeah, man.
Where my Kumo D at?
Exactly.
Play some LL.
How you like me now? Exactly. Hey, all this stuff I'm talking about.
But nah, LL is a tough matchup to put up against somebody though. Like that's a tough matchup. I mean, I would say Snoop would probably be the one, just because he ranges at a longer time. But that's a tough one to go up against. But I think they're gonna do Snoop and Buster. That's gonna be that's the next one. That's the rumored one.
Okay,
that's gonna be wow.
That's gonna be a preference in taste, man. Cause those are two different styles, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm trying to match styles.
Yeah,
I know when you said LL, when I was thinking about Big Daddy Kane, they both got them little like R&B flavor type songs, and they can spit some hardcore stuff. But Busta Rhymes and Busta Rhymes and Snoop.
Yeah, that's a tough one right there, boy.
Well, hey, Busta hit that, baby, if you give it to me. He got, did he?
Hey, but who would y'all put up against Missy?
Busta. I would have put
because that's how I was thinking when you said Busta. I was like, that Busta and Missy might be a. But Missy, I mean, she kind of got a cheat code with Timbo, like so, like, and her flow just crazy. So like them two.
But I mean, but shoot, Busta got the cheat code with all the Tribe stuff, all the Daylight stuff, all the Dilla stuff, all the Knot stuff.
Leaders of the new school.
Leader of the new school stuff. I mean, people forget, like, Busta go back to like the late 80s, man, early 90s. Like he go back. So I don't know. But I mean, if we had to put, because they keep trying to put like women against women, like they should start doing like cross-gender stuff, man. I don't know who Missy will go up against.
Yeah, I don't know no woman.
Somebody said Mary J, and I was like,
no. Missy do not want to see Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill.
She got one.
Lauryn Hill don't got enough songs, bro. Lauryn Hill got. Lauryn Hill got her album and True Fuji.
The Fugees. Oh, okay.
She can still even that.
She can't give you 20 songs, man.
First of all, have to play the
are they doing 20?
First of all, 20.
Tally, 20 is the minimum, man. 20 is the minimum.
She would have to play every track on the album. Both of them.
Say rewind.
Every repeat. Like, hold on.
Replay.
Including the skits. And she has some dope skits on there, including the skits.
If she have 15, then she qualifies. She can give you 15.
But she lose by 5.
Nah,
yeah,
but her voice and her flow is so immaculate.
And she still
much. I'm just saying.
But she ain't got the catalog. She ain't got that work, man.
Yeah. If you don't answer the last 5 questions, you get them wrong. Ain't no extra credit.
Damn, she wasn't out that long to get that.
Yeah, I mean,
hey, she said she was leaving on that. Zion, she got pregnant. She said, forget this music thing. I mean, it was dope though. It was a dope album.
Yeah, the background story behind that.
So,
hey, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Keep it on just.
We just gonna put that on Wyclef while no more albums.
Well, I will say this: she is the best. She is the best female rapper. Damn, if she got enough damn songs to prove it. But she's a singer, most talented
ever.
She's the most forever. Like, you saying she's the GOAT? You saying she's the GOAT?
Yes, I would get. She even better rapper than MC Light.
She is a better rapper.
Miss Melody.
She's a better rapper than all of them, but she don't have the work, man.
Yeah, like you can't. That's like giving somebody the GOAT after winning 1 championship.
Yeah,
they trying to do LeBron James like that.
Oh, you're right. But you know, Spence eating right now. So like, when they come back, you gotta bring that up. But you're right. Hey, you don't have 4 or 5 or 11. I'm gonna throw that in there again.
Or 11. Nah, but I'm just saying. I'm yeah. She's so talented, man. But I mean, you know, I'm just my person.
Yeah, she dope.
But I mean, it's just so. I think now, and as we're doing now, Versus has become so popular that we can, you know, we can have a. I mean, we could. I heard them start on the radio talking about Versus from the Grave, something like a Luther Vandross versus who they say Gerald Levert, something like that. Or Marvin Gaye, something like that. They were saying Versus from the Grave. So
that Marvin Gaye, Al Green popping.
I say if they do Versus from the Grave, they might as well do Tupac and Biggie and just call it, and you know.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Call it a day.
You break the internet with that.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I'm talking about. I think the Who's of Who will be on that, and you can have a few East Coast representations to play all of Biggie's songs. And then you have the West Coast representation to play Tupac, and just go at it.
Yeah.
Y'all imagine that? You can't have an hour though. You got to have 2 hours.
At least.
Yeah.
At least 2 hours.
But see, but then do you kind of run into that issue with Biggie with like catalog?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Like Biggie's was dope, but like.
Yeah, you know, Pac recorded like 40 albums. So,
yeah.
He got
you got to pick your best.
You got to do your best. Your best 20. 20 is it. Your best 20.
How many you made?
Exactly. Your best 20. Best 20, bring them out.
You're right.
I'm just saying, I mean, I that's why I like this Versus thing, man, because you can you know, you can put so many together and you say, okay, that's a good one. I really don't think that the Nelly and Ludacris was all right, but they did. I mean, I really like Erykah Badu and Jill Scott's better.
Yeah, that was the best one. The best sounding one. Like that's the thing, man. This sound quality's been so terrible. That's why I wish they would move to a different platform. Like even like Periscope or like even YouTube, like the sound be so much better. That's what's been messed up with a lot of them, just the sound quality. So yeah.
They've been good. They've been entertaining. I mean, on Saturday night, you're chilling and you say, okay, the versus zone,
It's been the best Instagram's been the best entertainment I had through this whole quarantine. Like Ninth Wonder, I know true. I said Ninth Wonder every night be on just spinning for like 3-4 hours, and he just jamming. Like, D Night's been doing things, but to me, Ninth Wonder's been
on point.
Yeah, he's been hitting it, like all type of stuff. So IG's been the best entertainment, man. Like, cause ain't nothing on TV, ain't no more sports. Except for wrestling. I don't even watch that no more, really. So ain't nothing on. Okay.
All right. Side note question with you, and I think I asked you this before, but like, how do you still watch wrestling as a grown man, knowing it's like horrible acting? And I'm saying horrible. I watched it since I was maybe like 7 or 8. But like, how do you still get into it? Because I guess is it almost like watching a play?
Hold on, Will. Let me take this one. Let me take this one. Let me take this one. Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Do you still go and watch movies knowing that they're fictional?
That's what I just asked. Do you view it as a play?
The thing is that, hold on. But see, this is the thing. Most people that ask that question, you assume that people watch wrestling and we think it's real.
Mm-hmm.
We watch it as a TV show and as a form of entertainment, just like you would go watch an entertainment movie or action movie like Bad Boys.
So the answer to my question is yes. You watch it as a play?
I watch it as entertainment. Like
it's not. I'm saying like because you say
like,
entertainment, and I think it's interesting that you use a movie, right? That's something that's already produced, right? So it's already
wrestling is a production.
But I'm saying you use that instead of comparing it to another form of performance like sports that is live, right? Like it's not already sealed in a box.
Right.
So that's why I'm asking the question because you're comparing something that's already sealed in a box.
But
boom,
it
tells
you right in the name. It says it's sports entertainment. So it's an athletic form of entertainment. So it's just like how back in the day we used to watch American Gladiator and things like that, where it was a form of sports, but it wasn't a real sport, but it was an entertainment part of a way to include type of sports.
So
and this FYI, hold on, this FYI.
I don't.
Hold on, true, but this FYI, if you ever do run into a pro wrestler in real life, don't ever tell him it's fake.
No. I mean, clearly, I'm gonna make the assumption that they all juiced up anyway. Like I'm straight. I don't need that.
See?
But wrestling is a form of. If wrestling is just a production, just like anything else you see on TV, it's not a sport. They've already like declassified it and said, no, it's not a sport. It's a production that we put on. And yes, the endings are predetermined, just like anything on a TV show. But a lot of it is improvised, made up right on the spot. And not everybody can do it. You got to be very athletic to do it.
But hold on.
Wait, how's it improvised?
Hold on. Right? It is improvised. So what they do is,
but you know what the end result is.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, but there's a 15-minute match in between that. So everything in between that, they're improvising for the most part.
Yeah, you gotta tell the story. So on the fly, they might go and say, okay, we're gonna do this at some point, but everything is they're doing the match on the fly. So they're literally telling each other in the ring, like, okay, do this, do that. You got to catch me.
The referee controls the whole match.
Yeah. So he gives them the time stamps, like how we recording now. We're going to get these time stamps. Like, okay, y'all got 10 minutes. Y'all got to wrap it up in the next 5 minutes. Get to the point. So, but to clarify, though, it is a sport. The reason why he changed it to sports entertainment, so he can get out of paying the sports tax when he goes to the state. So he's kind of a genius in that way. So he no longer has to pay the sports tax and sanctions and stuff. That's why.
So you're saying it is a sport now?
It's a sport, bro. Like that stuff. They're athletic. Like y'all couldn't just get in there.
Y'all both. contradicting each other. That's why I'm asking.
Nah, it's a sport. He's saying it because of what they call it now. But the only reason why Vince McMahon's the one that came up with the term sports entertainment. Everybody else still calls it pro wrestling. He came up with sports entertainment is because he didn't want to pay the sports tax and have to deal with the sports sanctions when they go to certain states or whatever. Everybody has a different, like Nevada has one, New Jersey has a different. You got to pay certain money and pass certain stuff. So
and that's only because there's a level of production that goes into wrestling that doesn't go into a basketball game or a hockey game, things like that.
So he said, "Oh well, this is sports entertainment. Like we're entertaining with sports."
So can you answer my question?
Of what? What's the original question again? Why do I still watch it?
Like how do you get into it then? I guess like
it's just like watching a TV show, bro. Like
okay,
they got they got storylines that run for however months and stuff. Then they come to a conclusion. They start. It's just like watching TV show, but it's like live action TV show and with action, people hitting each other and all that stuff. And if it look good, it look good. It's like just watching an action movie. That's all.
All right.
And then we've been watching since we've been kids, so this is like
it's an ongoing storyline, never ends.
Never ends.
Now, is it fair to call it a sport? Yeah. If the ending is already,
do you not see the real injuries that happen to these people?
They're more
messed up than football players are when they're older.
You're talking about a sport. It may not be a competitive sport, but the fact that you have to be athletic to do anything that they're doing.
And it's like, physicality too.
Yeah. Just like gymnastics. Gymnastics is like, I don't know.
It's not. I'm asking that because, and I'm asking from the athlete
we should take
standpoint.
y'all to wrestling school for a day.
No.
Let's go to wrestling school for a day.
Look, I think you're confusing what I'm asking. I'm not asking you if they're really getting hurt. I'm saying, but how is it considered a sport if the outcome is already set?
Well, we just told you.
Then there's no competition.
But boxing's been fixed for years. They still consider that a sport.
Boxing's been fixed for years.
But boxing,
so now that's all I'm saying. So you go get in the ring with Tyson.
They fix boxing matches all the time, bro.
No, you're talking about no.
Yeah, I don't know about all that, Will.
Yeah, y'all go look at the history of boxing. That's what everybody talks boxing. They've been,
but it's I'm sorry.
You're talking about Jack Johnson. Maybe I give you that, right? But
it's considered a sport because you have to be athletic in order to actually do the task. Like if me and you tried to do it, a simple body slam or whatever they do, if you don't do it the right way, if you're not able to pick up a person the same size as you, which it takes a lot to do, then anything that it takes to be athletic is a sport. It may not be competitive.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. What's the definition of a sport then? Because
really the only
this is a sport because you can't do this.
But the only thing that you brought up for it not to be a sport is that the ending is predetermined.
Yeah, I thought.
Oh, look, here we go.
I thought that was the definition. Competition.
Here we go. I'm about to read.
You said competition, but not a sport.
I'm about to read you definition from dictionary app.
Read the definition.
An activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or team competes against one another for others' entertainment.
Sounds like
Sound like pro wrestling.
I mean, they call beer pong a sport now because it's competitive. Like they put things on.
You don't know who's winning there. That's what I'm getting at. But
we as an audience don't know who's winning. But that's the thing.
You do realize people bet on pro wrestling, right?
Yeah, because we as an audience, we don't know either. The only people that know are the people performing.
People actually bet on pro wrestling.
Will, you already told me like you knew like whatever it was a big thing that y'all went to.
It's called the internet.
And you was like, you knew this was gonna happen.
It's the internet.
You can see where it's just like watching TV. You can see where it's going, but most of the time, you think it's going somewhere, and then they say, "Nah, we
knew what was gonna happen at the end of Power before Power ended because of the internet. It's just because the things leak, and it's just that's how it is.
Like back in the day, for internet stuff start, you didn't know anything. You didn't know what happened. You didn't even know all the tricks of the trade, and then now like everything's so open, and people talk. Like I was just watching Dark Side of the Ring. It's this thing they do on wrestling, and guy literally went on the news station and showed them how to do everything. This is how we bleed. This is what happens, all that stuff, and people didn't like that, man. So I mean, I don't know, but the long story short, Man, I've been watching wrestling since I can remember, and I just haven't stopped. And I don't watch it as much as I used to now because
They need people.
yeah, you know what I mean. But I like going to the shows more than I do like watching on TV now. Like we'll go at a bingo hall or what's that place up in Aberdeen
Joppa somewhere. It's a flea
yeah
market.
Joppa, the flea market. And they'll throw a big production out there. I like going stuff like that more than I do watching on TV now.
True Blood. To me, it sounds like soap operas.
Yeah, that's
it's
what I'm
along
saying.
the same thing.
But that's why I was asking. I said,
along the same
is
thing.
it like a play?
Okay.
Like a soap opera. But then I don't
But
know. I guess me saying it like that, it came
anybody
off.
anybody can be in a soap opera. Not anybody can do wrestling.
You still got to be able to act. You got to go to acting school.
You got to be an actor.
Like,
I mean, have y'all seen soap operas? You really don't need to be a good actor. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but just you got to be able to act though.
I go in and act on soap opera.
I think the challenge is that for so long
wrestling
allowed for that kind of cloud to happen where they didn't say it was entertainment. And it was unspoken about what it was. Mm-hmm. And if you talk to a fan and say it was fake, they'll mess around and try to become a wrestler themselves and beat you down. and that's where you get the challenge from. That now we're supposed to say, okay, yeah, it's all entertainment. Now for years, people were saying, oh no, it's real. And so I think that's why you have this kind of cloud of what wrestling is and what it compares to all other sports. When for many years it was supposed to be, no, it's real. At least that's how it was.
That's how they made their money. They made their money off of portraying that it was real and holding their character throughout time, and that was what it was. But then when Vince McMahon came out and said that, oh, this is entertainment, that supposedly, quote unquote, killed the business because he gave away the secret. And he basically said that was it.
Man,
yeah, but that's cool. That's cool until I started wrestling for real in high school. I'm like, oh, this ain't no WWE.
You'll get knocked out and jump up 3 seconds later, right?
This dude is trying to kill me for 6 minutes. Where the ref at?
Oh, man.
So I understand, man. I was a really good wrestler in high school. And so I got a really deep respect for the art form of both freestyle and Greco-Roman wrestling. But I also understand artistry comes in many fashions, like my point was about 20 minutes ago. And so these, the people, they need to have an audience, and everybody has to have a different want. So, I respect it, man. I'm not into it as much, but I can respect it. I don't watch it, but these people put a lot of time and energy into their bodies. The one thing I saw when I also watched those documentaries, Black, was that there's still a dark side to this entertainment business, and the drugs that was pushed, the violent nature of what was happening in the homes. They have a high mortality rate when you look at other entertainment industries when it comes to some of their high profile, and not even just high profile, some of their actors and artists and athletes. So that was interesting to me.
Yeah, especially in the 90s, like early 90s, man, the cocaine and pain pill, because that's the thing they don't tell you is like that pain management. So these dudes work over 300 days a year and they all constantly on the road. Right. So like, and back then they didn't have guaranteed contracts. So it was like, yo, if you didn't work, you didn't get paid. So they wrestled through broken bones, hernias, all this stuff. And then they get cranked up on drugs to, mask the pain or whatever. So you get it, like you said, you got a bunch of overdoses, bunch of people killed themselves, killed their spouses. Like I was watching a thing about Superfly, he killed his girlfriend back in the day, and they covered it up. They covered it up. Like they didn't revisit the case till like 30 years late, 30 years later. And then when they took him to trial, he died. And, you know what I mean? And
well, they let him live it out. Like that's crazy. But I ain't gonna get on that.
Man, you look at a lot of these like y'all probably won't watch it, but it's this thing called Dark Side of Wrestling, and this tells like some of the dark things that happen. And you learn Vince McMahon is a cold ass dude, man. That's all I'm gonna say about it. Like he paying people off, he putting people out of business, he doing whatever. Like I'll just watch the Owen Hart one, and I'm gonna keep this real short because I think we done went over our time. But Owen Hart pretty much was a wrestler of the Hart family, you know, Bret Hart and all them, and he had a gimmick where he would fall from he would zip line down from the ceiling, and the cord snapped, and he literally fell from the ceiling, top of the rafters, all the way down to the ring, hit his head on the head post, split his stuff open, died in the ring. This happened on live TV, on a pay-per-view, live TV, in front of the whole event. Died right there. Dude just scraped his body up and kept the show going.
Wow.
Kept the show going.
So let me. So I wasn't like questioning their commitment to it or what they went through. I was just asking like what drew you guys to it. So I don't want y'all to think that I was thinking they weren't putting in work. And then what you were talking about with the tours and stuff, like that's why I said plays, because you know, like same thing, like they put in a whole lot more work than people have to do in comparison to like movies, right? Because like once you get the right one, it's signed, stamped, and then you move on. But with the plays, like they got to perform night in, night out, night in, night out, and you got to be on your A game. So that's why I was asking that comparison. Like that's at least how I view it.
It's pretty much the same comparison, man. It's just they used to call it the circus on wheels, man. It's the same thing. It's a big old circus, man. They used to call them like carny people. Well, that's how it all started, was in the carnival stuff. But that's all it is, man. With them dudes, I wouldn't want that life though, man. 300 plus days a year, you get 10 days straight, and then 3 days off, and another 10 days straight traveling, flying, driving.
Sound like a fireman.
Yeah. And you think back in the day, now they get guaranteed contracts on making like 200,000, and they only make that much. Like top stars will make like in the millions maybe, but most of them make like 250,000 to work 300 something. Like it's crazy. It's crazy.
Wow.
And then you can't enjoy it. Body be broke down by the time you retire.
Yeah. Exactly.
And like what Spence was saying, like you look at the discrepancy, man. A lot of wrestlers that came up in the early 90s, a lot of them are dead. The ones that came before them, a lot of them are still living. So that era of the late 80s, well, no, it's the late 80s to the early 90s. It was steroids and all that stuff. A lot of them dudes died like young. But then you got like those guys came before them was wrestling in the 60s and the 70s stuff. They still living and kicking. So it's just the culture, man. But I don't know about y'all, man. I feel like we've been on where we at, Flay? Okay.
We're rolling up on like an hour 20.
Yeesh.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. I mean, I think we just got on a whole different subject there. We didn't hit our last one, but I mean, we can hold that off till next time. I mean, if y'all want, I don't know, because Tally got that look on his face. Spence to pull the baby out.
Yeah,
Spence pull the baby out. It's time. It's time.
Gotta go. She got that yarn in.
Nicely done, Spence.
She said she tired, man, and so you know, like we had a conversation pre-production. You know, once the little princess says what it is, it's what it is.
That's it.
All right, then. So I guess we gonna go ahead and round this out.
Dang.
Everybody, give me say.
I see you, Spence.
Go ahead, everybody. Shout out their socials if you got them.
Well, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna finish up what Spence was saying.
Oh, go ahead.
I don't want no tie, no mug either. we want a dinner. Breakfast and dinner. That's it.
Dinner.
That's all I need. Breakfast and dinner.
Hey, True Blood, that package coming in a couple days, brother.
I'm telling you, bro.
Yes, sir.
I'm telling you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Tally, what they talking about, Tally?
I don't know. The package coming in. I'm telling you.
It's another thing, but I'll share that with y'all offline.
Yeah, we share that offline. We can't tell everybody.
No.
Can't mess up the
advertising. Everybody.
Okay. But ain't no fun at the homies can't have nothing. You heard that, right?
Oh yeah, hey, the homies can't.
Hey, you got your daughter right there, man. Calm down.
We're talking about food.
Hey man, that look good. What you got right there, bro?
Man, we got some tuna steaks.
I thought you was about to say tilapia.
I know. I say,
fresh green beans.
Okay.
You know, I'm living the pescatarian lifestyle, baby.
Healthy over there.
Only seafood is a protein.
That's it. Yeah.
All right. So
all right, fellas.
We about to wrap this up. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead and shout out your socials and everything, man.
Yeah. So at IG, _story. So constantly trying to post up workout videos and, workouts for individuals. Just try to stay physically sound and mentally strong during this quarantine. So yeah, come check me out.
Yes, sir.
At Spence Experience on all social media. Spence_experience, all social media. Also Men About Progress on social media, dealing with mentoring, motivational speaking, uplifting, empowerment in the community.
Okay. I don't have a social media, but I'm going to do a shout out for my...
Yes, you do. Shout your Instagram out, brother.
Stop playing.
He don't want no followers.
Nah, but seriously though, I'm gonna do a shout out for my daughter. Right, Chris. She has her own IG. It's Mo Chris Fit, and she's starting her own strength and conditioning page. And so I need you guys to follow that and check that out. See if you like it or not.
No doubt.
Yes, I don't have one.
Man, you got an IG page too. Y'all stop playing, man.
Here's private. It's exclusive. That's a big unk right there.
I'm gonna create one. I promise y'all. Before this is over, I'm gonna create one.
Yeah, we're gonna bring them into 2020 out here, man. Y'all.
That's right.
Y'all like y'all 70 years old out here, man. Y'all can follow me on everything at Willie Black on Instagram, Twitter. Y'all also can follow the podcast on Twitter at the Brothers Podcast 1, and then also on Instagram at the Brothers Podcast 1. We have a YouTube page. We're trying to get that up and running. Hopefully by the end of this month, maybe. Flame, I don't know. We gonna get that YouTube page going.
Episode 3 just posted. Episode 2 is processed, and it should be up by the end of the day.
Check them out. You know what I mean? Y'all in quarantine, so y'all don't have no reason. Y'all have to go nowhere. Y'all sit there, play it in the background, and listen to it, and help some brothers out.
Hey, Black, can I say one more thing, man?
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to shout out all the graduates, man. 2020.
For sure.
A lot of them.
Yes.
They're not able to walk across the stage as the ones before them, and a lot of them not able to have proms and celebrations that are a big part of many people's lifestyle. Don't take it for granted. Many people that we work with and we serve, it's a big deal for them to walk across the stage, and so we don't take that lightly. We know y'all gonna do your best. We know you're gonna fight through this. So shout out to everybody, all the kids graduating 2020 from high school, but also college. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, man. I gotta see y'all.
Yes.
Man, I just saw today. They were doing, I guess, graduation. They let the kids drive past in the cars and stuff, and it was one young black man. Man, he was just in tears. It was beautiful. I gotta send it to y'all though. I know y'all appreciate it.
I think I saw that. I thought it was a joke, but he was crying for real.
He was crying for real. He was in the car like, I graduated. And he saw the teacher. He ran out and gave up. Yeah. Good stuff, man.
That's all right.
Make think about our youngest, man. Yeah, but I mean, I think that's it. Y'all can listen to this on all streaming platforms. We're on Spotify, Apple Music, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, everything. We're on everything. So yeah, that's about it. I think we're gonna wrap this up, man. We catch y'all next time.
Yep.
Y'all fellas have a good night, man. Be safe out here.
Peace.
Stay in the house if you can.
Right.
Shout out to all the essential workers once again. We want to keep.
Yes, indeed.
Shout out to the producer,
y'all.
Jay Flame. Shout out to the
Jay
producer.
Flame.
Jay.
Engineer.
Doing his thing.
Right there.
We hold again. Flame, you got
Jay.
You want to promote, man? You want to get out your socials? Or?
Bring them out.
Just Google me, man. Jay Flame. 2 words. Probably backwards, but you get it.
Yeah, you there.
Don't be dumb. Don't be dumb. You got it.
Respect.
Man. All right,
y'all.
Peace. Man.
All right, fellas.
All right, y'all have a good one, man.
Peace out.